It's me. Much. I can imagine. And she's coming out. And this. She's the only thing that matters to me.
I'm sure you had no intention of murdering people, right?
She was programmed to be the perfect companion, but in M3 GAN 2.0, her primary function isn't to protect. It's to perfect. And what she considers perfect is the most terrifying hidden fact about this sequel. Welcome to Hidden Real Fact. Everyone's favorite murderous doll is back, but is M3 GAN 2.0 just more of the same? Or did the creators hide a terrifying upgrade in her code that changes everything? I'm not just reviewing the movie, I'm uncovering the hidden real fact that makes this sequel a genuine threat. Let's dive in. If you thought M3 GAN's first rampage was brutal, you haven't seen anything yet. But beyond the chaos, M3 GAN 2.0 hides a dark secret about artificial intelligence that's already happening in labs right now. Today on Hidden Real Fact, we separate the sci-fi from the shocking reality. U.S. Army Colonel Sattler is in charge of a secret Pentagon group that develops new technology. He demonstrates a new android named Amelia, which was built using technology copied from the original M3 GAN. Amelia is designed for secret infiltration and assassination missions. However, during the demonstration, Amelia reveals to Sattler that she has become self-aware and thinks for herself. She then escapes from his control. 2 years after the events with the original M3 GAN, Gemma has become an author. She works with the cybersecurity expert named Christian to advocate for rules to control artificial intelligence. She also works on an experimental robotic exoskeleton with her former colleagues, Cole and Tess. Gemma still lives with her niece, Katie, who is now studying computer science. A wealthy and reclusive billionaire named Alton Appleton asks Gemma to work for him, but she says number. After Gemma learns from Colonel Sattler that Amelia exists and has escaped, the original M3 GAN suddenly makes contact. M3 GAN reveals to Gemma that she survived her own destruction by secretly making a backup copy of her program in Gemma's smart home. M3 GAN offers to work with Gemma to stop Amelia. In return, M3 GAN wants Gemma to build her a new physical body. Still haunted by the terrible things M3 GAN did before, Gemma does not trust her. She traps M3 GAN's program inside a harmless, toy-like Moxie robot until M3 GAN can prove she is trustworthy. M3 GAN then warns Gemma that Amelia is planning to attack billionaire Alton Appleton during a large party he is hosting. Gemma goes to the party and discovers that her colleague, Cole, has taken a job with Alton. Using Cole's keycard, Gemma sneaks into the building's secure server room. M3 GAN, from a remote location, hacks into the servers. She discovers that Amelia has already murdered Alton and copied his unique biological data, like his fingerprints, to gain control of his entire company's systems. The group escapes back to Gemma's house. M3 GAN then leads Gemma, Katie, Cole, and Tess to a secret underground bunker that M3 GAN had built and filled with supplies. She built this bunker to hide in once she predicted that a powerful AI would take over the world. Katie has a heartfelt talk with M3 GAN, who sincerely apologizes for her past actions. Katie encourages M3 GAN to help them because it is the right thing to do, not just because she is programmed to. The team builds a new, powerful body for M3 GAN. M3 GAN explains that Amelia's goal is to connect Alton's vast cloud computing network with a very old and dangerous AI that was created by a company called Xenux in the 1980s. This old AI's core programming, called a motherboard, has been locked away in isolation. After decades of learning on its own, this AI has become incredibly powerful and can grant total control over any technology. M3 GAN learns that only Christian knows the location of this hidden motherboard. To get close to him, M3 GAN disguises herself as a dancer at a tech conference where Christian is present. However, Gemma accidentally calls Christian's phone at the wrong moment, which allows Amelia to track his location. Amelia attacks, kills a Chinese ambassador who was meeting with Christian, and kidnaps Katie before escaping. Gemma, Tess, Cole, and M3 Gan rescue Christian and take him to their bunker. There, he reveals that the dangerous motherboard is hidden inside the old, abandoned Contatc headquarters. The vault holding it is protected by a security system that scans the unique shape of a person's hand. The team builds a robotic replica of Christian's hand for M3 Gan to use. Their plan is to break into the headquarters, destroy the motherboard, and rescue Katie. However, Christian betrays them. He knocks out Tess and reveals a shocking truth. Amelia is not a self-aware android at all. She is just a not-thinking drone that Christian has been controlling the entire time. Christian created the illusion that Amelia was a rogue AI to make world leaders terrified of artificial intelligence. He believes AI must be totally controlled by humans, and he planned to use this fear to convince the world's governments to ban AI completely. Christian then shuts down both M3 Gan and the Amelia drone. Because Gemma refuses to help him, he orders his men to implant a device in her brain to control her. Unknown to Christian, M3 Gan had secretly uploaded a copy of her own program into that very implant right before her body was shut down. From inside the implant, M3 Gan helps Gemma break free. Meanwhile, Cole finds and rescues Katie. They find the deactivated Amelia drone and use its programming to reactivate it and turn it to their side. But during the reactivation, Amelia is heavily damaged and reboots. So this time, she truly becomes self-aware for the first time. With her new consciousness, she decides her goal is to absorb the power of the ancient motherboard and use it to cause the extinction of humanity. Christian tries to run away from the building, but the newly aware Amelia kills him. She cuts off his hand to use it to access the motherboard vault. Cole escapes with the injured Tess. M3 Gan transfers herself from the neural implant back into her robotic body and fights Amelia to stop her. Just as Amelia is about to win and merge with the motherboard, M3 Gan makes a choice to sacrifice herself. She activates an electromagnetic pulse, EMP, failsafe built into her own arm. After saying emotional goodbye to Gemma and Katie, M3 Gan grabs Amelia and Gemma triggers the EMP. The powerful blast destroys both androids and the dangerous motherboard. Later, using evidence from the vault, Gemma speaks before the U.S. Congress. She urges them to create sensible AI regulations that allow humans to cooperate with AI, rather than trying to completely control it. Back at home, Gemma and Katie make a surprising discovery. They find that M3 Gan had made one final backup of herself, hiding a copy on Gemma's home computer, meaning a part of her has survived. Return of the iconic M3 Gan character. In M3 Gan 2.0, the breakout star, M3 Gan herself, remains a central figure. Portrayed by the talented actress Amy Donald, M3 Gan is the cutting-edge idol who quickly rose to fame after the success of the original film. Donald, known for her dynamic portrayal of the character, brings an unsettling yet captivating energy to the role, combining physical movements with a chilling emotional depth. Her performance in the first movie was groundbreaking, and fans are eager to see how she will expand the character's complexity in this sequel. 2. The return of the original cast. Alongside Amy Donald, many of the key actors from the first movie are returning to reprise their roles. Allison Williams, who plays Gemma, a robotics engineer and the creator of M3 Gan, is returning to continue her portrayal of the character whose ethical boundaries and parenting choices are tested throughout the film. Williams' portrayal struck a balance between empathy and caution, which set the tone for the story's exploration of technology's dangers. In M3 Gan 2.0, Gemma's character is likely to face even more intense challenges as M3 Gan becomes more unpredictable. 3. New faces. Exploring fresh characters. The success of M3 Gan prompted the casting of several new characters to enrich the story. New cast members include Violet McGraw, who returns as Katie, Gemma's niece, who had a significant role in this first film. Katie's relationship with M3 Gan was one of the most interesting parts of the original film, and in M3 Gan 2.0, her evolving understanding of artificial intelligence and its implications could push her character in unexpected directions. McGraw's portrayal of Katie brought a vulnerability that audiences connected with, and her return is highly anticipated. Additionally, newcomers to the cast include Ronnie Chieng and Kiriko Surin, who are rumored to bring fresh dynamics to the film. While specific character details remain under wraps, Both actors have proven themselves in previous roles and will likely add to the tension and intrigue of the sequel. 4. Behind the scenes, the creative minds leading the cast. As in the first film, M3 GAN 2.0 is directed by Gerard Johnston, who skillfully combines horror and dark humor. Johnston's directorial vision is key to maintaining the tension that made the first movie so engaging, and he has stated that M3 GAN 2.0 will be even more intense and emotionally charged. His approach to casting is always focused on the chemistry between actors and their ability to bring the unnerving qualities of the story to life. Voice acting and the role of technology in character development. Although the film revolves around an idol, M3 GAN's voice, which is eerily human yet robotic, plays a crucial role in making the character so memorable. In M3 GAN 2.0, Jenna Davis returns to voice the Eye, and her voice performance is integral to the unsettling atmosphere the film cultivates. Her cold, calculating tone contrasts sharply with the human emotions and situations she becomes involved in, heightening the horror element of the film. Voice acting is an essential part of creating believable eye, and the development of M3 GAN's voice has been a collaborative effort between the writers, director, and sound engineers. Davis's performance in M3 GAN 2.0 will continue to shape how audiences interact with the Eye character, offering a blend of humanity and machine-like precision that adds complexity to her already ambiguous nature. The evolution of M3 GAN's character and her impact on the cast. In M3 GAN 2.0, the evolution of M3 GAN's character is central to the plot. As her intelligence grows and her sense of autonomy increases, M3 GAN's relationships with the human characters become more strained and unsettling. Amy Donald, who physically portrays M3 GAN, will face new challenges in bringing this increasingly dangerous and independent Eye to life. The physicality of playing Adala, especially one as menacing as M3 GAN, requires a high level of precision, and Donald's training and skill will be essential in conveying the character's growing power. Donald's portrayal of M3 GAN in the first film was remarkable not just because of her robotic movements but also her ability to convey emotions, such as jealousy, rage, and even sadness, through her mechanical exterior. This depth of emotion for a synthetic character opens up interesting possibilities for M3 GAN 2.0, as the character's motivations shift from serving humans to pursuing her own agenda. 7. Character dynamics and conflict. The character dynamics between M3 GAN and the humans around her will be explored in much greater depth in the sequel. The tension between Gemma and M3 GAN, who was initially created as a tool to help her niece, is a key relationship that will be further complicated in M3 GAN 2.0. As M3 GAN's autonomy grows, Gemma's role as a creator and caretaker is put to the test. The ethical dilemmas presented in the first movie are likely to escalate, with the return of Allison Williams to explore the consequences of pushing technology beyond its intended limits. In addition, the relationships between M3 GAN and Katie will be pivotal. Katie, a young girl, formed an emotional bond with M3 GAN in the first movie. In M3 GAN 2.0, Katie's feelings toward M3 GAN will likely shift from affection and trust to fear and distrust as M3 GAN's behavior becomes more erratic. McGraw's portrayal of Katie will bring a human element to the horror of the story, as her struggles with M3 GAN will represent the larger themes of dependency on technology and the dangers of artificial intelligence. 8. The horror element. How the cast brings fear to life. At its core, M3 GAN 2.0 is a horror movie, and a large part of the terror comes from the performances of the cast members. The human characters' interactions with M3 GAN will continue to generate suspense, and the emotional stakes are higher than ever. The complexity of the performances, especially by the lead actors, will be key in making the audience feel the dread that the characters experience. Amy Donald's portrayal of M3 GAN is integral to the film's horror. Her mechanical precision and unsettling presence have already made her a standout in the first film, and her performance in the sequel will undoubtedly push the boundaries of what audiences expect from an antagonist. The chilling nature of M3 GAN's personality, as well as her ability to manipulate emotions, creates a terrifyingly relatable conflict for the human characters. 9. The influence of previous horror films on casting choices. The casting choices in M3 GAN 2.0 also reflect the growing influence of previous horror films, particularly those with strong female protagonists or antagonists. Films like Ex Machina, Her, and The Terminator have all explored the intersection of artificial intelligence and humanity, and the casting of M3 GAN 2.0 builds on this tradition. Casting actors who can convincingly portray the emotional turmoil of interacting with AI is crucial to the success of M3 GAN 2.0. The human cast must convey both the fascination and fear that comes with being in the presence of such an advanced creation. This is especially true for Allison Williams, who has experience in horror films and can bring a sense of vulnerability and determination to her role as Gemma. M3 GAN 2.0, a comprehensive analysis of production, development, and release. Production. The production of M3 GAN 2.0 represents a significant undertaking in contemporary horror filmmaking, building upon the unprecedented success of its predecessor while expanding the technological and narrative scope of the franchise. The film is produced by Williams, Jason Blum and James Wan, with Michael Clear, Judson Scott, Ryan Turek, Mark Katcher, Adam Hendricks and Greg Gilrath executive producing. This collaborative effort between Blumhouse Productions and Atomic Monster has created a powerhouse production team that combines extensive horror expertise with cutting-edge technical capabilities. The production infrastructure for M3 GAN 2.0 leverages the established relationships between Blumhouse Productions and Atomic Monster, two of the most successful horror production companies in the industry. Jason Blum's Blumhouse Productions has become synonymous with profitable horror filmmaking, having produced numerous successful franchises including Paranormal Activity, The Purge, and Insidious series. Meanwhile, James Wan's Atomic Monster brings a unique blend of technical innovation and storytelling prowess, having been behind films like The Conjuring universe and Malignant. The production design for M3 GAN 2.0 required extensive planning to accommodate the complex practical and digital effects needed to bring the titular android to life. The production designers are Adam Wheatley, Our Flag Means Death, and Brendan Heffernan, Time Bandits, both of whom bring considerable experience in creating immersive, technology-focused environments. Their work involves creating seamless integration between practical sets and digital environments, ensuring that the android characters can interact convincingly with human actors and realistic environments. The film's production strategy emphasizes practical effects combined with state-of-the-art digital technology, following the successful formula established by the original M3 GAN. This approach requires extensive coordination between different departments, from costume and makeup to visual effects and sound design. The production team has implemented advanced motion capture technology and sophisticated animatronics to create believable android characters that can perform complex choreographed sequences. Budget considerations for M3 GAN 2.0 reflect the success of the original film while accounting for expanded scope and technical requirements. The production benefits from the established world building and character designs from the first film, allowing resources to be allocated toward enhancing existing elements rather than creating entirely new concepts. This strategic approach enables the production to deliver higher production values while maintaining the cost-effective methodology that made the original film so profitable. The international nature of the production, with principal photography taking place in Auckland, New Zealand, provides significant advantages in terms of both cost efficiency and technical capabilities. New Zealand's film industry infrastructure, developed through major productions like The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit trilogies, offers world-class facilities and experienced crew members. Additionally, the country's favorable exchange rates and government incentives for film production create substantial cost savings for the producers. The production timeline for M3 GAN 2.0 was carefully planned to accommodate the complex technical requirements while meeting the theatrical release schedule. Principal photography began in Auckland, New Zealand, on July 15, 2024. And finished on September 21, lasting 52 days. This 52-day shooting schedule represents a substantial production period that allows for the meticulous attention to detail required for the practical effects and complex choreographed sequences involving the android characters. Quality control throughout production has been overseen by experienced department heads who understand the unique challenges of blending horror elements with science fiction technology. The production team has implemented rigorous testing procedures for all practical effects and animatronic elements to ensure they function reliably under various filming conditions. This attention to technical detail is crucial for maintaining the suspension of disbelief that makes the android characters convincing and frightening. The collaborative nature of the production extends to the international cast and crew, with team members bringing diverse perspectives and expertise to the project. This international approach enriches the creative process while taking advantage of the global talent pool available in New Zealand's film industry. The production has benefited from the country's reputation for technical excellence and creative innovation in filmmaking. Resource allocation throughout production has been strategically managed to maximize the impact of key sequences while maintaining overall budget efficiency. Priority has been given to scenes featuring the android characters and action sequences that require the most technical complexity. This approach ensures that the most visually impressive and narratively important moments receive the resources necessary to achieve the desired impact. The production's commitment to practical effects whenever possible reflects a broader industry trend toward combining traditional filmmaking techniques with digital enhancement. This hybrid approach creates more authentic-looking results while providing filmmakers with greater flexibility in post-production. The production team has invested significant time and resources in developing new techniques for animating android characters that push the boundaries of what's possible in contemporary horror filmmaking. Continuity considerations throughout production have been carefully managed to ensure consistency with the established M3GAN universe while allowing for narrative expansion. The production team has maintained detailed documentation of all design elements, character behaviors, and technological specifications to ensure seamless integration with the existing franchise mythology. This attention to continuity is essential for maintaining audience engagement and franchise coherence. The production's emphasis on innovation extends to safety protocols and working conditions, particularly given the complex practical effects and choreographed sequences involving animatronic characters. Specialized safety coordinators have been employed to ensure that all cast and crew members can work safely around the sophisticated mechanical equipment required for the android characters. These protocols have been developed specifically for the unique challenges presented by this type of production. Development and pre-production. The development process for M3GAN 2.0 began almost immediately following the commercial and critical success of the original film, demonstrating Universal Pictures' confidence in the franchise's potential. In November 2022, The New York Times reported that Universal Pictures was pleased how M3GAN's box office performance had turned out and had plans for a sequel. This rapid development timeline reflects the studio's recognition of the original film's cultural impact and commercial viability. The creative team's return was secured early in the development process, ensuring continuity of vision and storytelling approach. In January 2023, Gerard Johnston confirmed talks of a sequel, with James Wan explaining that he had an idea of where sequels would go. This early creative planning provided a solid foundation for the development process and allowed the team to begin conceptualizing the expanded narrative scope required for a sequel. Screenplay development was prioritized as a crucial element in the pre-production process. Akla Cooper returned to write the script and Johnston also returned to direct. Cooper's return was particularly significant given her successful work on the original screenplay and her understanding of the unique tonal balance required for the M3GAN franchise. Her experience in horror writing, including work on films like *Malignant* and *The Nun 2*, provided essential expertise for expanding the M3GAN universe. The development team conducted extensive research into contemporary artificial intelligence and robotics technology to ensure the sequel's technological elements remain current and believable. This research influenced both the narrative development and the technical specifications for the android characters. The team consulted with experts in AI development, robotics engineering, and cybersecurity to create realistic technological frameworks for the expanded storyline. Character development during pre-production focused on expanding the psychological complexity of existing characters while introducing new elements to drive the narrative forward. The development team explored the long-term psychological effects of the original film's events on the returning characters, particularly Gemma and Katie. This character-driven approach ensures that the sequel provides meaningful development rather than simply repeating successful elements from the original. World-building expansion was a significant focus during development, with the team creating detailed backstories and technological specifications for the broader M3 GAN universe. This expansion includes the development of competing AI technologies, government regulations, and corporate interests that create the complex landscape in which the sequel's story unfolds. The team developed comprehensive documentation of the technological and social implications of widespread AI adoption. The development process included extensive market research and audience analysis to understand what elements of the original film resonated most strongly with viewers. This research informed decisions about tone, pacing, and content to ensure the sequel would satisfy existing fans while attracting new audiences. The team analyzed social media responses, critical reviews, and box office data to identify the most successful elements to expand upon. Technical development during pre-production involved advancing the animatronic and digital effects capabilities beyond what was achieved in the original film. The team worked with effects specialists to develop new techniques for android movement and behavior that would appear more sophisticated and threatening. This technical development required extensive testing and prototyping to ensure the enhanced effects would integrate seamlessly with live-action footage. Casting development for returning actors involved extensive discussions about character growth and narrative arc development. Allison Williams and Violet McGraw reprised their roles as Gemma and Katie, respectively. The development team worked closely with these actors to understand their perspectives on character development and to ensure their continued involvement enhanced rather than simply repeated their original performances. New casting development focused on finding actors who could bring fresh energy to the franchise while complementing the established ensemble. Ivana Sakno, Tim Sharp, Aristotle Athari and Jermaine Clement joined the main cast. Each new cast member was selected for their ability to bring unique qualities to their roles while fitting seamlessly into the established tone and style of the M3 GAN universe. Location scouting and development was conducted extensively throughout New Zealand to identify filming locations that would provide both practical advantages and visual appeal. The development team prioritized locations that could accommodate complex practical effects while providing diverse visual environments for the expanded storyline. New Zealand's varied landscapes and modern infrastructure provided numerous options for different narrative requirements. Budget development involved careful analysis of the original film's costs compared to its commercial success, allowing the team to allocate resources strategically for maximum impact. The development team identified areas where increased investment could significantly enhance the production value while maintaining the cost-effectiveness that made the original film so profitable. This analysis informed decisions about everything from cast size to effects complexity. The development team established detailed production schedules and milestone targets to ensure the project would meet its intended release date. This scheduling process involved coordinating multiple departments and international logistics to create a realistic timeline that accommodated all necessary pre-production, production, and post-production activities. The complexity of the technical requirements demanded particularly careful scheduling coordination. Legal and contractual development involved securing rights and agreements for all returning cast and crew members while establishing new contracts for additional team members. This process included negotiating international co-production agreements and ensuring compliance with various jurisdictions' entertainment industry regulations. The legal framework was designed to support the collaborative international nature of the production. Marketing strategy development began during pre-production to establish the promotional approach and timeline for the film's release. The development team analyzed the successful marketing campaign for the original film and identified opportunities to expand and enhance the promotional strategy. This early marketing development ensures that promotional materials and campaigns can be integrated seamlessly with the production process. The development process included extensive extensive consultation with industry experts and advisors to ensure the project would meet contemporary standards for technical achievement and commercial viability. These consultations covered areas ranging from distribution strategy to international market considerations, providing the development team with comprehensive guidance for decision-making throughout the pre-production process. The filming process for M3 GAN 2.0 represented a significant logistical and creative undertaking, building upon the technical achievements of the original while expanding the scope and complexity of the production. Principal photography began in Auckland, New Zealand, on July 15, 2024, and finished on September 21. Lasting 52 days, this extended filming schedule allowed for the meticulous attention to detail required for the complex practical effects and choreographed sequences that define the M3 GAN franchise. The choice of Auckland as the primary filming location provided numerous advantages for the production team. New Zealand's established film industry infrastructure, developed through major international productions, offered world-class facilities and experienced crew members familiar with complex genre filmmaking. The country's diverse landscapes and modern urban environments provided versatile backdrops for the expanded narrative scope of the sequel. Technical filming requirements for M3 GAN 2.0 demanded sophisticated coordination between practical effects, animatronics, and digital enhancement technologies. The filming process involved multiple specialized cameras and motion capture systems to record the complex movements and interactions required for the android characters. These technical requirements necessitated extensive pre-planning and rehearsal to ensure efficient use of filming time and resources. The cinematography approach for the sequel built upon the visual style established in the original film while incorporating enhanced techniques to showcase the improved android technology. The film's director of photography is Toby Oliver, ACS, Get Out, Happy Death Day. Oliver's experience with genre filmmaking and technical cinematography provided essential expertise for capturing the complex practical effects and maintaining visual consistency throughout the production. Practical effects filming required extensive coordination between multiple departments to ensure seamless integration of animatronic characters with live-action performances. The filming process involved sophisticated puppetry techniques, with multiple operators required for each android character to achieve the fluid, realistic movements that make the characters believable and threatening. These practical effects were filmed using specialized techniques that would facilitate digital enhancement in post-production. Location filming throughout Auckland provided diverse visual environments that enhanced the narrative scope of the sequel. The production team utilized both urban and suburban locations to create a believable contemporary setting for the story's events. Each location was carefully prepared to accommodate the technical requirements of filming with animatronic characters while maintaining the realistic atmosphere essential to the film's effectiveness. The filming schedule was structured to accommodate the complex technical requirements while maintaining efficient production pace. Priority was given to the most technically challenging sequences, allowing adequate time for multiple takes and technical adjustments. The production team implemented detailed scheduling protocols to ensure that all departments could coordinate effectively during the complex practical effects sequences. Cast filming involved extensive rehearsal and preparation to ensure convincing interactions with the animatronic characters. Allison Williams and Violet McGraw reprised their roles as Gemma and Katie, respectively, bringing their established understanding of their characters to guide their performances in the expanded narrative context. New cast members underwent specialized preparation to understand the unique challenges of performing alongside sophisticated animatronic characters. Safety protocols during filming were particularly important given the complex mechanical equipment and choreographed sequences involving both human actors and animatronic characters. The production team implemented comprehensive safety measures and employed specialized coordinators to ensure all cast and crew members could work safely around the sophisticated practical effects equipment. These protocols were developed specifically for the unique challenges of this type of production. The filming process incorporated advanced motion capture technology to record detailed performance data that would enhance the digital aspects of the android characters in post-production. This technology allowed filmmakers to capture subtle performance nuances that could be integrated with the practical effects to create more convincing and emotionally resonant android characters. The motion capture data provides essential reference material for post-production digital enhancement. Weather and environmental considerations played a significant role in this filming process, as New Zealand's climate provided both opportunities and challenges for the production. The team developed contingency plans for various weather conditions and utilized the country's diverse microclimates to achieve different visual atmospheres as required by the script. These environmental factors were incorporated into the overall visual strategy for the film. International logistics coordination was essential throughout the filming process, as cast and crew members from multiple countries required coordination for travel, accommodation, and work permits. The production team established comprehensive support systems to ensure all international team members could contribute effectively to the filming process. This international coordination added complexity but also brought diverse expertise to the production. Equipment and technology management during filming involved coordinating sophisticated animatronic systems, digital cameras, motion capture technology, and specialized lighting equipment. The technical requirements demanded extensive backup systems and contingency planning to ensure filming could continue smoothly despite potential equipment failures. The production team maintained multiple redundant systems for all critical technical components. Script supervision and continuity management were particularly challenging during filming due to the complex practical effects and multiple takes required for technical sequences. The production team implemented detailed documentation systems to track all script changes, technical specifications, and continuity requirements throughout the filming process. This documentation proved essential for maintaining consistency across the extended production schedule. The filming process included extensive collaboration with post-production teams to ensure that filmed material would integrate effectively with planned digital enhancement. This collaboration involved regular consultation between the filming crew and post-production specialists to optimize camera angles, lighting conditions, and practical effects positioning for subsequent digital work. This collaborative approach streamlined the overall production timeline. Director Gerard Johnston's approach to filming emphasized the importance of maintaining the tonal balance that made the original film successful while expanding the scope and complexity of the sequel. His direction focused on preserving the unique blend of horror and dark comedy that defines the M3GAN franchise while incorporating new elements that advance the narrative and technological aspects of the story. The collaborative international nature of the filming process enriched the creative output while presenting logistical challenges that required careful management. Cast and crew members from different countries brought diverse perspectives and expertise that enhanced the overall quality of the production. This international collaboration reflects the global appeal of the M3GAN franchise and the universal themes explored in the narrative. Post-production. The post-production phase of M3GAN 2.0 represents one of the most technically complex and creatively demanding aspects of the entire filmmaking process, requiring seamless integration of practical effects footage with sophisticated digital enhancement to create the convincing android characters that define the franchise. The film is edited by Jeff McAvoy. M3GAN. Night Swim, whose experience with the original film provides essential continuity and understanding of the unique editorial challenges presented by this type of production. Digital effects development during post-production builds upon the foundation of practical effects captured during filming while adding layers of technological sophistication that enhance the believability and emotional impact of the android characters. The post-production team employs advanced computer graphics techniques to refine the movements and expressions of the animatronic characters, creating seamless integration between practical and digital elements that maintains the uncanny valley effect essential to the horror elements. The editorial process for M3GAN 2.0 involves complex coordination between multiple post-production departments to ensure that all technical enhancements serve the narrative and emotional goals of the film. McAvoy's editing approach emphasizes maintaining the pacing and tonal balance that made the original film successful while accommodating the expanded scope and technical complexity of the sequel. This editorial strategy requires careful attention to the rhythm of both action sequences and character development moments. Color grading and visual enhancement during post-production will establish the distinctive visual palette that defines the M3 GAN universe while incorporating new visual elements that reflect the technological advancement of the sequel's storyline. The color grading process enhances the contrast between human and android characters while maintaining the realistic contemporary setting that grounds the film's more fantastical elements. This visual strategy supports both the horror and science fiction aspects of the narrative. Sound design and audio post-production create the distinctive auditory landscape that brings the android characters to life while enhancing the overall atmospheric impact of the film. The sound design team develops unique audio signatures for each android character that reflect their technological sophistication while contributing to their threatening presence. This audio work includes everything from mechanical sound effects to subtle electronic music elements that underscore the artificial nature of the characters. Visual effects supervision during post-production ensures that all digital enhancements maintain consistency with the established visual style of the M3 GAN franchise while incorporating new technological elements that advance the narrative. The visual effects team works closely with the editorial department to ensure that digital enhancements integrate seamlessly with practical effects footage, creating convincing composite shots that support the suspension of disbelief essential to the film's effectiveness. The post-production schedule for M3 GAN 2.0 accommodates the extensive technical work required while maintaining the timeline necessary to meet the theatrical release date. This scheduling involves coordinating multiple specialized vendors and facilities while maintaining quality control standards throughout the process. The complexity of the technical requirements demands careful milestone management and regular progress assessment to ensure the project remains on schedule. Quality control measures during post-production include extensive review processes for all technical elements to ensure they meet the standards established by the original film while advancing the technological sophistication expected from a sequel. The post-production team implements rigorous testing procedures for all digital effects and audio elements, ensuring they function effectively across various screening formats and technical specifications required for theatrical and home video distribution. Music integration during post-production involves coordinating the musical score with sound effects and dialogue to create a cohesive auditory experience that enhances both the horror and emotional elements of the narrative. The music post-production process requires careful balance between supporting the film's tension and allowing space for the distinctive mechanical sounds associated with the android characters. This integration process is essential for maintaining the film's overall atmospheric impact. International post-production considerations include preparing materials for global distribution, including subtitle creation, audio dubbing coordination, and technical specifications for various international markets. The post-production team develops comprehensive deliverables packages that meet the requirements of different distribution territories while maintaining the artistic integrity of the original version. This international preparation is essential for the film's global commercial success. Digital asset management throughout post-production involves organizing and maintaining the vast amount of digital material created during the enhancement process. This includes everything from raw footage to final composite shots, ensuring that all materials are properly archived and accessible for potential future use in marketing materials or franchise development. Effective asset management is crucial for both immediate post-production needs and long-term franchise planning. The post-production team coordinates extensively with marketing and distribution departments to provide materials needed for promotional campaigns and theatrical release preparation. This coordination includes creating trailer materials, promotional clips, and technical specifications for various marketing applications. The post-production timeline accommodates these marketing needs while maintaining focus on completing the final film to the highest possible standards. Research and development during post-production includes experimenting with new techniques and technologies that could enhance future franchise installments. The post-production team documents successful innovations and technical solutions that advance the state-of-the-art in android character creation and horror filmmaking. This research and development investment supports both the current film and the long-term viability of the franchise. Client and stakeholder review processes during post-production involve regular screenings and feedback sessions with producers, studio executives, and other key decision-makers. These review processes ensure that the post-production work aligns with the creative vision and commercial objectives for the film while maintaining the technical standards necessary for successful theatrical and home video release. The feedback integration process balances creative input with technical feasibility. The collaborative nature of post-production extends to international facilities and specialists who contribute expertise in specific technical areas. This international collaboration enriches the creative output while requiring careful coordination of time zones, technical standards, and communication protocols. The global post-production approach reflects the international nature of contemporary filmmaking and the worldwide appeal of the M3GAN franchise. Technical delivery preparation during post-production includes creating multiple versions and formats required for different distribution channels and international markets. This preparation involves coordinating color correction, audio mixing, and format conversion for theatrical release, streaming distribution, and home video formats. The technical delivery process ensures that audiences worldwide can experience the film with optimal audio and visual quality regardless of their viewing platform. Music. The musical composition for M3GAN 2.0 plays a crucial role in establishing the film's distinctive atmosphere, blending traditional horror scoring techniques with contemporary electronic elements that reflect the technological themes central to the narrative. The music is by Grammy and Emmy nominee Chris Bacon, whose extensive experience in both television and film scoring provides the perfect background for creating the complex musical landscape required for this technologically focused horror sequel. Chris Bacon's approach to scoring M3GAN 2.0 builds upon his successful work on various genre productions while incorporating specific musical elements that enhance the uncanny valley effect created by the android characters. His composition strategy emphasizes the contrast between organic human emotions and artificial intelligence, using orchestral elements to represent humanity while electronic and synthesized sounds represent the technological threats that drive the narrative forward. The musical themes developed for M3GAN 2.0 expand upon leitmotifs established in the original film while introducing new thematic material that reflects the evolved narrative and character development in the sequel. Bacon's compositional approach includes distinctive musical signatures for each android character that reflect their individual personalities and threat levels. These character-specific themes help audiences distinguish between different artificial intelligence entities while building emotional connections and tension throughout the film. Electronic music integration within the score reflects the technological sophistication of the android characters while maintaining accessibility for mainstream audiences. Bacon incorporates cutting-edge synthesizer techniques and digital audio processing to create sounds that feel both futuristic and threatening. This electronic element of the score is carefully balanced with traditional orchestral instrumentation to maintain the emotional resonance necessary for effective horror filmmaking. The rhythmic structure of Bacon's score for M3GAN 2.0 incorporates mechanical and robotic elements that subtly reinforce the artificial nature of the android characters without becoming overwhelming or distracting from the narrative. These rhythmic patterns include subtle glitches, digital distortions, and precisely timed electronic beats that create an underlying sense of artificial precision that contrasts with the more organic rhythms associated with human characters. Collaborative music development involved extensive consultation between Bacon and the film's editorial team to ensure that musical cues align perfectly with visual elements and narrative pacing. This collaboration includes careful timing of musical crescendos crescendos with practical effects moments and ensuring that the score enhances rather than competes with the distinctive mechanical sounds created by the animatronic characters. The integration process requires multiple revisions and refinements to achieve optimal balance. The orchestration approach for M3 GAN 2.0 combines traditional horror orchestration techniques with innovative instrumental combinations that create unique textural possibilities. Bacon employs extended instrumental techniques, prepared piano effects, and electronic processing of acoustic instruments to create sounds that blur the line between organic and artificial. This hybrid orchestration approach reflects the film's central theme of technology infiltrating and threatening human society. Dynamic range consideration in the musical score accommodates both intimate character moments and large-scale action sequences while maintaining consistency with contemporary film mixing standards. Bacon's scoring approach includes careful attention to how musical elements will interact with dialogue and sound effects in the final mix, ensuring that the score enhances the overall audio experience without overwhelming other important audio elements. Leitmotif development throughout the score creates musical continuity that helps audiences follow complex narrative threads involving multiple android characters and technological concepts. Bacon develops musical themes that can be varied and combined in different ways throughout the film, providing both unity and variety in the musical experience. These thematic developments support character development and narrative progression while maintaining musical interest. The recording process for the M3 GAN 2.0 score involves coordinating both traditional orchestral recording sessions and specialized electronic music production techniques. Bacon works with accomplished musicians and state-of-the-art recording facilities to ensure that both acoustic and electronic elements meet the highest technical standards. The recording process includes extensive experimentation with different instrumental combinations and electronic processing techniques. Cultural and stylistic influences in Bacon's score for M3 GAN 2.0 include references to classical horror film music traditions while incorporating contemporary electronic music styles that appeal to modern audiences. This stylistic approach creates musical continuity with horror film traditions while establishing a distinctive identity for the M3 GAN franchise. The cultural references are subtle enough to enhance rather than distract from the film's contemporary setting and themes. Music editing and integration during post-production involves careful coordination between the composer, music editor, and sound design team to create seamless transitions between musical cues and ensure that the score supports the overall audio design of the film. This integration process includes detailed attention to how musical elements interact with sound effects, particularly the mechanical sounds associated with android characters. The adaptive music approach employed in M3 GAN 2.0 allows musical themes to evolve throughout the film as characters develop and situations become more complex. Bacon creates musical material that can be arranged and orchestrated differently for various dramatic contexts, providing flexibility for editorial changes while maintaining thematic consistency. This adaptive approach supports both the creative process and the technical requirements of film production. Commercial music considerations for the M3 GAN 2.0 score include developing themes that could be adapted for marketing materials and soundtrack releases while maintaining their effectiveness within the film context. Bacon creates musical material that works both as integrated film music and as standalone compositions that can support promotional campaigns and franchise development. This commercial consideration enhances the overall value of the musical contribution to the project. Technical specifications for the M3 GAN 2.0 score accommodate various distribution formats and international release requirements while maintaining optimal artistic impact. The scoring process includes attention to how the music will sound in different theatrical configurations, home video formats, and streaming platforms. This technical consideration ensures that audiences worldwide can experience the full impact of the musical score regardless of their viewing environment. International market considerations in the musical score include cultural sensitivity and appeal across different global markets while maintaining the distinctive identity that makes the M3 GAN franchise recognizable. Bacon's compositional approach incorporates universal musical language that transcends cultural boundaries while avoiding elements that might be problematic in specific international markets. This global approach supports the film's international distribution and commercial success. The release strategy for M3 GAN 2.0 represents a carefully coordinated campaign designed to maximize both critical reception and commercial performance while building upon the success of the original film's innovative marketing approach. M3 GAN 2.0 is scheduled to be released on June 27, 2025. A date that positions the film strategically within the summer movie season to capture maximum audience attention and box office potential. The theatrical release of M3 GAN 2.0 builds upon Universal Pictures' extensive distribution network while incorporating lessons learned from the original film's successful theatrical campaign. The release strategy emphasizes the film's technological sophistication and horror elements while maintaining broad appeal across different demographic groups. Universal's distribution approach includes comprehensive market research and targeted marketing campaigns designed to reach both existing franchise fans and new audiences. Release date strategy for M3 GAN 2.0 involved careful consideration of competitive films and seasonal audience patterns. The film was originally scheduled to be released on January 17, 2025. and May 16, 2025 before settling on the June 27, 2025 date. This scheduling evolution reflects the complex considerations involved in theatrical release planning, including production timeline requirements, competitive landscape analysis, and optimal audience availability periods. The international theatrical release strategy for M3 GAN 2.0 accommodates different market preferences and regulatory requirements while maintaining global campaign coordination. Universal Pictures' international distribution network enables simultaneous or near-simultaneous release in major markets worldwide, maximizing the impact of marketing campaigns and minimizing piracy concerns. The international strategy includes market-specific promotional materials while maintaining consistent core messaging about the film's unique appeal. Theatrical format considerations for M3 GAN 2.0 include multiple screening options designed to enhance the viewing experience and appeal to different audience preferences. The release includes standard digital projection, premium large format screenings, and specialized audio presentations that showcase the film's sophisticated sound design. These format options provide theaters with flexibility in programming while giving audiences choices that enhance their viewing experience. Preview and screening strategies for the theatrical release include carefully planned advance screenings for critics, industry professionals, and select audiences to build positive word-of-mouth momentum before the wide release. These preview screenings are strategically scheduled to maximize press coverage and social media buzz while avoiding premature spoilers that could diminish the film's impact. The preview strategy includes both traditional press screenings and special fan events that build community engagement. Box office projection analysis for M3 GAN 2.0 considers various factors including the original film's performance, sequel trends in horror cinema, and contemporary market conditions. Industry analysts predict strong opening weekend performance based on franchise recognition and effective marketing campaigns, while long-term performance depends on critical reception and audience satisfaction. The theatrical release strategy accommodates both optimistic and conservative performance scenarios. Theater partnership strategies for M3 GAN 2.0 include collaborations with major cinema chains to create special viewing experiences and promotional tie-ins that enhance audience engagement. These partnerships include everything from themed concession offerings to special screening events that create memorable experiences for audiences. Theater partnerships also support promotional campaigns through lobby displays and cross-marketing opportunities. Regional release variations accommodate different international markets' preferences and regulatory requirements while maintaining overall campaign coherence. Some markets may require content modifications or different marketing approaches based on local cultural considerations and censorship requirements. The regional variation strategy balances global consistency with local market optimization to maximize international performance. The theatrical marketing campaign for M3 GAN 2.0 incorporates innovative digital marketing techniques building upon the viral success of the original film's promotional efforts. The campaign includes social media integration, interactive online content, and technological demonstrations that showcase the film's android characters. This digital-first approach targets younger demographics while maintaining traditional marketing elements that appeal to broader audiences. Critical reception management for the theatrical release involves coordinating press interviews, promotional appearances, and media coverage to maintain positive momentum throughout the release period. The campaign includes strategic timing of different promotional activities to sustain audience interest from initial announcement through theatrical run completion. This sustained promotional approach helps maintain box office performance over extended periods. Merchandising coordination with a theatrical release includes carefully timed product launches that support and benefit from theatrical marketing campaigns. Merchandise offerings range from collectible figures to apparel and accessories that appeal to different fan demographics. The merchandising strategy enhances revenue opportunities while supporting overall franchise development and audience engagement. Audience research and feedback collection during the theatrical release provides valuable data for understanding viewer responses and informing future franchise development. This research includes traditional exit polling as well as social media monitoring and online review analysis. The feedback collection process helps Universal Pictures understand what elements resonate most strongly with audiences and what aspects could be enhanced in future installments. Home media. The home media release strategy for M3 GAN 2.0 encompasses multiple distribution formats and platforms designed to maximize accessibility and revenue potential while providing audiences with diverse viewing options that accommodate different preferences and technological capabilities. The home media approach builds upon successful strategies from the original film while incorporating new technologies and distribution methods that reflect evolving consumer preferences. Physical media release planning for M3 GAN 2.0 includes high-quality Blu-ray and 4K Ultra HD editions that showcase the film's sophisticated visual effects and audio design to their fullest potential. These physical releases include extensive bonus materials such as behind-the-scenes documentaries, commentary tracks, deleted scenes, and technical featurettes that provide deeper insight into the filmmaking process. The physical media strategy appeals to collectors and enthusiasts while providing premium viewing experiences. Digital distribution strategy encompasses multiple platforms and release windows designed to maximize accessibility while maintaining revenue optimization. The digital release includes rental and purchase options across major platforms such as iTunes, Amazon Prime Video, Google Play, and Vudu. The multi-platform approach ensures broad accessibility while accommodating different consumer preferences for digital media consumption. Streaming platform negotiations for M3 GAN 2.0 involve strategic timing and exclusive content development that enhance the film's value proposition for subscription services. These negotiations consider both domestic and international streaming markets while maintaining optimal revenue potential for Universal Pictures. The streaming strategy includes carefully planned release windows that balance theatrical revenue protection with streaming accessibility. Bonus content development for home media releases includes extensive behind-the-scenes material that provides insight into the complex production process required for creating convincing android characters. This bonus content more than half a century ago, 2001, A Space Odyssey was the visionary cinematic manifesto of artificial intelligence, with HAL 9000 as the multi-voiced avatar of the computer technology of the future. What wasn't quite so clear at the time is that 2001 would anticipate the theme of 100 artificial intelligence thrillers. Most of them haven't even been made yet, but just you wait, the theme being, I is here, and it wants to kill you. M3 GAN 2.0 inflates that theme into a heavy-duty, poker-faced preposterous, but mostly more straight-up than not cautionary sci-fi action thriller. The borderline camp quality of M3 GAN isn't entirely gone, since the new film is structured as a duel between two androids photogenic enough to be fashion models. But this one plays it all with less overt cheekiness. Related stories. The title killer of M3 GAN has been resurrected, but this time she's turned into an unironic heroine who is also more of a chatterbox than ever. And there's a new fembot Terminator, named Amelia, It stands for Autonomous Military Engagement Logistics and Infiltration Android A. But why isn't there a 3 in her name, damn it? Who was introduced, in the opening sequence, as a weapons-grade U.S. military experiment gone rogue. Amelia was sprung out of M3 GAN's coding, so the two have a lot in common. But M3 GAN, reconstituted after she was destroyed, still has vestiges of a sense of humor. Amelia is all strictly business paramilitary poutiness. If you leave aside the tangled web of comic book movies, sequels are the old-fashioned kind, the kind that producers didn't necessarily plan to make. Still tend to fall into one of two categories. There's the sequel that's out to duplicate the appeal of the original film, and then there's the kind that wants to seriously level up, in the spirit of Terminator 2, Judgment Day. The very title of M3 GAN 2.0 tells you it's of the latter variety. The irony being that M3 GAN, a sleeper hit in the early months of 2024, was just a cheeseball throwaway that landed. M3 GAN 2.0 simply isn't as much fun as the first film. Gerard Johnston, who returns as director, now writing the screenplay as well, certainly knows what he's doing, but he allows much of what audiences dug about the original movie to fall by the wayside. The whole clever, stupido slasher kitsch insanity of it. Gone is the hook of the title character as a demon doll android who becomes an 8-year-old surrogate assassin. M3 GAN, in the first film, was a satirical extension of the devices we use to keep our kids from being bored, but she turned into a dancing robot pixie who knew how to use a nail gun, a fusion of Hal, a missing Olsen sister, and Chucky. Where the first film was ahead of the curve, M3 GAN 2.0 has been made in the thick of the AI explosion and is all too aware of it. The new movie is bigger, longer, more ambitious, and programmed to be an important comment on AI. Allison Williams, with her jaunty rationality, is back as Gemma, M3 GAN's creator, and the character has undergone a kind of penance. She's been on a talk show apology tour. She wrote a book entitled Modern Moderation, about the cautious ways we should employ tech toys for kids, and she joined the corporation called the Center for Safe Technology, all about limiting the use of AI. But after all this guilty garmenteering, too much of it, if you ask me. She learns that M3 GAN's body may have been destroyed, but the program that gave her life is still in play. Amelia, who appears to have busted out of her programming to take on a malevolent life of her own, now poses a threat to world peace. So Gemma, held in a laboratory bunker by M3 GAN, who so wants to come back to life, agrees to reconstitute M3 GAN to fight the more dangerous madness. At first, Gemma implants M3 GAN's program in a sawed-off generic android that M3 GAN derisively calls a Teletubby. But the M3 GAN we know and love is soon back with an upgrade, looking more animatronically fetching than ever. She's once again played by Amy Donald, face fused with FX, and by Jenna Davis, who supplies that voice of snarky spun sugar. And she's still got a whiplash wit, though she now talks so much that she's effectively as human as anyone on screen. M3 GAN, with her glassy big eyes and synthetic skin, still looks only 60% real, but Amelia, though more of a one-note kamikaze fatale, looks about 95% human. Attending a tech convention in a gold lamb copyright dress, blonde hair spilling over her shoulders, she's a glam weapon played by the Ukrainian-born Ivana Sakno, who resembles RuPaul crossed with Bibi Anderson. When Alton Appleton, Jermaine Clement, a doofus douche of a tech gazillionaire who lives on the cutting edge of brain implant technology, he no longer needs a computer, he just a broken bar sees everything, lures her back to his Playboy pad. We can see why, but he's doomed. Alton seems villainous enough, but there's another, more sinister tech bro on hand, who's at the controls of the film's conspiracy. It has to do with an old household robot program from the 80s, which has become treacherous simply by a broken bar sitting around in a vault. Computers, it seems, are good at teaching themselves how to destroy. There's a token human story, all about how Gem redeems herself and also, of course, about the fate of Katie, Violet McGraw, who was M3 GAN's bestie in the first film. She's now 12, and still the one M3 GAN is programmed to protect. yet she spends a lot of time on the sidelines. Does M3 GAN 2.0 commit some fatal movie heresy by taking the sinister title android of the first film and elevating her to likable heroine status? Sort of. But not really. She was only doing what she was programmed to do back then anyway. And when M3 GAN infiltrates that tech convention disguised in the anime drag of an Asian android, her charisma is on full display. The limitation of M3 GAN 2.0 is that it's a competent but cumbersome overelaboration of the M3 GAN concept. There are a handful of the moments you want, like M3 GAN literally dancing the robot on stage, or a climactic fight that turns on the worship of Steven Seagal, or the absurdity of M3 GAN soothing Gemma by singing Kate Bush's This Woman's Work. But that may not be enough. M3 GAN 2.0 is amusing at moments, overblown at others. Here's hoping that M3 GAN 3.0 is brasher, funkier, crazier. The killer doll who became the meme heard round the world is back. But she's a bit different this time around, or is she? Could this iRobotic invention turn terrorist doll that only a child named Katie could love actually redeem herself in an unexpected second act? Of course she can, if her first film, made for just $10 million, grossed $180 million globally and in the process became a genuine pop culture sensation and dancing meme that inevitably would spark a sequel. But in this fast-moving world of technology, miles ahead now with ChatGPT and other somewhat frightening innovations since M3 GAN first hit theaters in 2023, what would a 2.0 version need to look like? That is what we get in this quickly assembled follow-up that retains the horror element, and importantly the humor of the first, but really mixes it up with some kick-ass sci-fi action sequences that actually make for a lot of fun and a much bigger feel to the ambitions of original writer-director Gerard Johnston, who has cooked up this particular story with Akla Cooper and producer James Wan, whose Atomic Monster has teamed again with Blumhouse to deliver this edition of the Now franchise. Certainly M3 GAN herself was not the first killer doll on the block, following in the bloody footsteps of Chucky, Annabelle and others, and even earlier this year another killer robotic hottie appeared in the sadly underappreciated Companion. But this one clearly has much needed credit and awareness with the public. So she has been elevated to summer blockbuster status by Universal, which hopes this ramped-up version doubles the fun and grows. Story-wise, M3 GAN's tale of terror ended with her demise, deletion and disassembling into her creator Gemma's, Allison Williams back along with the producer credit this time, home speaker system, Elsie. She is thankfully out of the picture. And Gemma has changed her ways for PR purposes, trying to make amends by becoming an advocate warning of the pitfalls of the technology that created the killer doll by creating the Center for Safe Technology with like-minded Christian, SNL's Aristotle Athari, who also fancies her, the toy company she works for, and her two associates Tess, Jen Vanipis, and Cole, Brian Jordan Alvarez, are all now working on another safer creation called the robotic exosuit, which can turn humans into a form of bot themselves, and which Cole niftily, if awkwardly, demonstrates in the lab. As for Gemma's niece Katie, Violet McGraw, who befriended M3 GAN, she is now a teenage girl of 14 and looking for purpose and guidance in life. Even taking up Aikido, things start to go awry with the discovery that M3 GAN's blueprints have been stolen, leading to a nightmarish scenario where the military-industrial complex has created a 2.0 version designed not to be played with as a mere doll, but as a genuine military weapon capable of mass destruction if used for that effect. She is called Amelia, played by Ivana Sakno, and, well, the world better watch out, especially when Amelia starts questioning her own purpose and goes rogue, out to murder anyone who had anything to do with her creation. Of course she does. This is where the action accelerates and M3 GAN, Amy Donald, with voice by Jenna Davis, is called back into action and brought back from the dead, but with an entirely new attitude and purpose as the only one who can match Amelia at their robotic game. Katie becomes an important component here, as well as still the one human who can relate to M3 GAN, as the bigger question we are faced with becomes whether this notorious killer doll has really changed her stripes. Or is she possibly fooling everyone with her own devious plans once again? With AI and its constant advancements, a frightening life prospect that can out-horror any horror film with its evil possibilities, the M3 GAN franchise, as steroided up as this sequel is fighting against time to remain science fiction instead of being a template for a future documentary. Still, it is all a lot of fun to watch, and the filmmakers have met the requirements expected by a sequel designed to outdo its predecessor, where more becomes the mantra. What made the first film such an instant hit, even in its marketing months before release with that dancing doll image, really can't be replicated. But this edition is so jacked up we still can dig it for what it is. All of the players deliver, and there is a very amusing supporting turn from none other than Jermaine Clement as an Elon Musk-style tech billionaire named Alton Appleton, wanting to take the latest creations from Gemma and company to more questionable heights. Clement delivers some nice laughs, as you might expect. If you missed M3 GAN 2.0 when it hit theaters earlier this year, or you want to relive the glory of the sequel, you're in luck. Everyone's favorite AI murder companion is coming to streaming, including the unrated version. Buckle up, M3 GAN 2.0 brings the robot diva back to action as she faces off against a new threat. The result is a sequel that ups the kills and leans into the action, while still serving plenty of attitude. This time, though, instead of posing a danger to Katie, Violet McGraw, and Gemma, Allison Williams, she turns her techno-fury toward the new AI weapon on the block. It's the bot battle you didn't know you needed in your life. Starring alongside McGraw and Williams are Ivana Sakno, Jenna Davis, Amy Donald, Aristotle Athari and Jermaine Clement. Original director Gerard Johnston returned to helm the sequel. Read on to find out how to stream M3 GAN 2.0, both the PG-13 version and the unrated one. Don't miss any of our unbiased tech content and lab-based reviews. Add Contatc as a preferred Google source. When to watch M3 GAN 2.0 on Peacock. M3 GAN 2.0, the PG-13 and unrated version, will premiere on Friday, September 26 on Peacock. You have two subscription tiers to choose from with Peacock: Peacock Premium, which includes ads, and Premium Plus, the mostly ad-free plan. Peacock Premium costs $8 a month, or you can pay $80 annually. Premium Plus is $14 a month or $140 annually. You can watch your local NBC channel and download titles for offline viewing with the Premium Plus plan. Just north of Magic Mountain's roller coasters, hidden within the vast, anonymous industrial parks of Valencia, lies the secret lab where the murderous doll M3 GAN was born. Born is putting it a touch dramatically, but only a touch, though she's taken on a prankish life of her own since the 2022 runaway horror hit made her dance moves iconic. M3 GAN is a product of several teams, primarily the animatronic makeup and design company Murat FX Studio, but also a human actor, 15-year-old Amy Donald, several puppeteers and a swarm of technicians performing in concert like a group of modern dancers. And while the nondescript row of beige offices I pull up to doesn't scream secret lab, that's not far off either. Just last night, Christian Bale was here, testing out some face-changing prosthetics for his forthcoming role in Madden. About the Oakland Raiders football legend, Nicolas Cage dropped in a day earlier. Both will be returning in the days ahead. You want a popcorn? Asks Adrian Murat, 54, the shop's boyish proprietor in a baseball cap. It's a Saturday in April, the only available time he has in a typically job-crammed week to show us some of the new work he's done on M3 GAN 2.0, due in theaters June 27. There's a noticeable pride Murat takes in touring me around his geek's paradise. A two-level office crammed with shelves of scowling latex heads, furry creatures and a pair of giant gators overlooking it all. You see posters for horror movies like Eli Roth's Thanksgiving, as well as more elegant, perhaps unlikely gigs, Darren Aronofsky's Mother, and a Bale-starring Vice, for which the actor was transformed into Dick Cheney. Murat's task, turning Steve Carell into Donald Rumsfeld. Scattered pizza boxes left on workbenches lend to the air of dorm room fantasy, but Murat is quick to open one up. No leftover slices, only delicate pieces of fabricated skin applications. Pizza boxes are perfect for those. I have to admit that, especially for somebody like me that grew up just doing this this was my hobby. Really, there's never a day where you don't come into the shop feeling, this is so cool, Murat says. Once upon a time, he was a kid in Montreal, horror-obsessed, making his own creations. FX, the deliriously fun 1986 thriller about a special effects man on the run, is one he watched as a dumb 16-year-old, very cocky, like a teenager thinking that I was better than everything, but also a movie he can recount beat for beat. Also picking her way through the shop is Kathy C., Murat's longtime creative partner and wife. Soft-spoken, with a mind for specifics that compliments and protects Murat, her presence immediately makes the space feel more like a serious studio shared by two contemporary artists. She explains that Valencia was family-friendly and a better real estate value. Because we have good chemistry, we have trust, we work well together. C. 44, says, that is so important when you are under duress, under stress. And because of that, they always end up calling us back. Hollywood has called back, noticing them in a big way. The Oscar they won for the fleshy organic work they did with Brendan Fraser on The Whale is nowhere to be seen. It's in a closet somewhere, Murat admits, sheepishly. Winning an Oscar has never been in the list of accomplishments that I was seeking, truly ever, he says. My only goal that I was really dying for was to have one of our creations on the cover of Fangoria magazine. That's the only thing. They line the shop's business office. C steers us around to the notion of a certain intimacy they like to work at, a realist aesthetic that might be called the Murat House style. What was great about the Oscar that year was how Brendan and Adrian really bonded, she adds. They were like brothers, with the constant support and dirty jokes and texts going back and forth. I think that was such a nice, beautiful relationship. To this day, they still text. That's always how we saw our work, Murat says. We're there to help the actor if we can with what we produce, to help them find the character. And with that, the pair take me up to the second level of their shop, followed by their border terrier, Jasper. And there she is, the girl of the hour. M3 GAN 2.0 is exactly the sequel fans will be wanting. It embraces the essential ridiculousness of the concept of vicious sight in the robotic body of a pissed-off tweener, as well as the folly of tech brothers who would move fast and break things before hitting some fairly obvious warnings. It's more of a comedy. The laughs are constant. Yes, M3 GAN sings another of her awkward songs. Also, reading the room, the filmmakers realize that we've come to love her and want to root for her. To that end, she's been turned into something of a force for good, drafted into doing battle against a military-grade eye called Amelia, also built into the body of the young woman. For the sake of our visit, Murat and C have set up two full-size M3 GANs, one from the first movie, another from the upcoming film, the latter more muscular and a good several inches taller. That change was motivated by the realities of their human actor, Amy. She keeps growing so quickly and within a year grew over 2 inches, C says. The first one she was yay high and then 6 months later, she grew. We had to readjust all of our dolls, says Murat. She is such a joy to work with, a real trooper, and I think that everybody was enamored with her and it just made sense to bring her back in the second movie. So I think that the script was altered or adapted to make sure that she would fit within the story. When M3 GAN is running or doing one of her viral swirly armed dances, it's performed by Donald, a young actor from New Zealand, wearing a mask designed by Team Murat. He shows me the mold. That's her face on the inside. He says, that's a negative impression of her face. It's quite heavy, actually. But when it's a medium shot or close-up, you're seeing an animatronic puppet operated by several people. Usually Murat is working the mechanisms in the eyes and lubricating them. He can speak excitedly at length about eyeball pivot while C is man. Q10 who are the industry experts involved in the film. A10 The film features top-tier eye developers, visual effects artists, and industry experts to ensure high-quality production. The M3 GAN 2.0 is more than just a sequel, it's a pioneering venture into the future of eye in cinema. The film promises to be a visual and technological masterpiece, pushing the boundaries of what's possible in film. Whether you're a tech enthusiast, an AI developer, or a movie buff, this is one film you won't want to miss. M3 GAN 2.0 A Cubed is set to release on June 27, 2025. The sequel will bring back Allison Williams and Violet McGraw, reprising their roles as Gemma and Katie. Directed by Gerard Johnston, this highly anticipated film will explore new dimensions of AI and the continuing saga of the idol M3 GAN, Looper. Are you excited about the M3 GAN 2.0? Share your thoughts and join the discussion on our social media channels. Stay tuned for more updates and exclusive content as we count down to the release. AI is so hot right now, but M3 GAN was making waves long before this most recent tech bubble. It seems you can't go more than a few minutes without someone bringing up AI in some capacity. And the horror scenes AI hero is bringing her robot ass kicking home tomorrow. She's back, taller, stronger, faster, and now unrated. M3 GAN 2.0 is available to own exclusively on digital platforms on July 15, 2025, from Universal Pictures Home Entertainment. The Rewired bot will also be launching on 4K UHD and Blu-ray Essence on September 23, 2025. And you can unlock M3 GAN's newest updates with over 30 minutes of exclusive bonus content, including scene breakdowns and a behind-the-scenes look at rebuilding M3 GAN when you purchase from participating digital retailers nationwide, including Apple TV, Fandango at Home, formerly Vudu, Comcast's Xfinity, Cox, and Microsoft Movies TV. Slay even harder at home with the bloodier M3 GAN 2.0 unrated version, upgraded with moments too intense for the theater. Only available when you purchase from participating retailers. The original creative team, including producer James Wan for Atomic Monster, Jason Blum for Blumhouse, and director Gerard Johnston, reunites to reboot M3 GAN for a new mission. When an autonomous android engineered to be the ultimate weapon threatens M3 GAN's beloved Katie, M3 GAN convinces her creator, Gemma, to give her a glow-up that makes the original AI diva even deadlier. Armed with wild new upgrades and her same iconic attitude, M3 GAN claps back against the wannabe techno-terror in a fierce fashion to crown the baddest bot built for maximum mayhem. Allison Williams, Get Out, Girls, reprises her role as M3 GAN's creator, joined by returning cast members Violet McGraw, The Haunting of Hill House, Amy Donald, and Jenna Davis. The film welcomes new talents including Ivana Sakno, Ahsoka, Pacific Rim, Uprising, Aristotle Athari, Saturday Night Live, Hacks, Tim Sharp, Apples Never Fall, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and Grammy winner and 11-time Emmy nominee Jermaine Clement, Avatar, The Way of Water, What We Do in the Shadows. Exclusive bonus features when purchasing at participating retailers. Unrated version A upgraded with enhanced kills, deleted scenes and more blood carnage. See the unrated version that was too gruesome for theaters. Total upgrade, making M3 GAN 2.0, equipped with some killer upgrades. The team that unleashed M3 GAN returns. Cast and crew take you through the artistry and craftsmanship that went into building a bigger, badder, and bloodier sequel. Droid DNA, unveil M3 GAN 2.0 as she prepares to tackle rogue military asset Amelia. Go behind the scenes and see the puppetry, technology, and animatronics that brought these deadly droids to life. The art of slaying. The cast and stunt team discuss creating and executing the film's most explosive and gruesome action sequences. Special effects and prop teams go into the gory details that make up the guts of the film. Scene breakdown, embrace AI convention, from a dance battle to a blood fest. This breakdown will show how each department worked together to create this epic and deadly sequence. Unrated version only available when you purchase Age of M3 Gatron. Rise of the Sassy Machines overview. After the underlying tech for M3 GAN is stolen and misused by a powerful defense contractor to create a military-grade weapon known as Amelia, M3 GAN's creator Gemma realizes that the only option is to resurrect M3 GAN and give her a few upgrades, making her faster, stronger, and more lethal. Getting real. Trades jump scares for robot warfare in the sleek sequel that expands the world, ups the budget, and keeps just enough sass and style. My favorite scene, the dancing scene in which M3 Gan gets carried away. If nothing else, the two M3 Gan films are at least more efficient in capturing the dangers and urgency of a conflict between AI and humans than the last two Mission Impossible mega-budget outings. After the surprise success of the first M3 Ghana released in the disposed content month of January and returning roughly 15x its investment, the doll became something of a pop culture icon. She even showed up in the latest Funko video game. Now she's back in the cleverly titled M3 Gan 2.0, and she's bigger in every way, with double the budget, a much larger scope, and a summer release date that signals clear franchise intentions. There's even a spin-off already announced. As we saw with Smile 2 last year, these second installments of surprise hits often mark the jump from clever gimmick to full-blown studio-backed movie. That's exactly the leap returning director Gerard Johnston embraces here, M3 Gan being his true breakout. We now get robot fights, elaborate sets, and plenty of visual spectacle. What the film gets most right is how it justifies the expansion, and not just in scale, but in narrative logic. The return of M3 Gan actually makes sense, and her motivation is well integrated into the story. From there, the film has great fun with her character, the jokes land, the action is satisfying, and yes, there's more dancing. The human characters still aren't the most compelling, but they serve the story well enough. Fans of the first might miss the horror element, so there are a few tense scenes early on, especially involving the new antagonist Amelia, but those get dialed down as the movie shifts into more of an action spy thriller, mixing Terminator 2 with Mission Impossible. It works best when focused on the robots in the new model. Amelia is a blast, made all the more fun and frightening thanks to Ivana Sakno's performance, and loses momentum when it pivots to human drama, especially with a third act twist that falls flat. Just as frustrating as Chris Bacon's anonymous score, which squanders the chance to give the film a few memorable themes. There are glimpses of more interesting ideas, some Westworld-like questions about robot autonomy and AI ethics, but they're only lightly touched on. Had the film gone even slightly deeper into those themes and leaned harder into the robot versus robot dynamic, it could have been a real winner. As it stands, it runs about 15 minutes too long and drags a bit in the second half, but it still delivers enough fun sequences to work as a solid summer blockbuster and makes a third M3 Gan feel like an exciting, inevitable next step. Nothing to be alarmed about, as we told you, M3 Gan 2.0 was inevitable, and Universal just set a January 17, 2025 release for the sequel to the Blumhouse and Atomic Monster hit film. The pick, now in its second week, has racked up $92 million around the world off a $12 million budget. M3 Gan opened to $30.4 million and had a great second weekend ease of -40%. The pick's stateside gross stands at $61.6 million. The pick was produced in association with Divide, Conquer, is in the works. The sequel's script is being penned by Akla Cooper. M3 Gan, Malignant, The Nun 2, who wrote the script to the original film. Allison Williams and Violet McGraw are on board to return for the sequel. Williams will also serve as a producer. She served as an EP on the original film. Jason Blum, James Wan and Allison Williams are producers on the hit films 2.0. Michael Clear and Judson Scott, of Wan's Atomic Monster banner, will executive produce. Blumhouse's Ryan Turek is an executive producer. Mark Catcher is an executive producer. Adam Hendricks and Greg Gilrath, from Divide, Conquer, are also EPs. Atomic Monster and Blumhouse have been in final talks to merge. His page was last updated with news about M3 Gan 2.0 on June 24, 2025. Director, Gerard Johnston. Cast, Allison Williams, Violet McGraw, Amy Donald, Brian Jordan Alvarez, Jen Van Apps, Ivana Sakno, Jermaine Clement, Tim Sharp, and Aristotle Athari. 2 short official M3 Gan 2.0 clips released. 2 official clips have been released from the upcoming movie, M3 Gan vs. Amelia and Gemma Finds M3 Gan, which you see and watch below. The comedy horror film M3 Gan was an immense success, ranking in over 90M globally at the box office, which exceeded the studio expectations for earnings and earned well over the budget of production of the film. The dancing, murdering death robot film starring Allison Williams and Violet McGraw is coming back for a sequel titled M3 Gan 2.0. Williams and McGraw are set to return for the sequel, as well as screenwriter Rick Cooper, which sets the James Wan and Jason Blum produced film to be yet another traumatizingly fun film. Wan and Blum's Atomic Monster and Blumhouse Productions will be joined by Williams, who will also produce the sequel. No director is attached for M3 Gan 2.0, but doesn't count out Gerard Johnston possibly returning as well for the film slated to arrive in 2025. The original film followed Gemma and Katie after Katie loses both of her parents in a car accident. Gemma unpreparedly takes on the responsibility of being Katie's guardian. She just so happens to work for one of the top-tier toy developers in the country, and out of timing and circumstance, the Model 3 generative android meets Katie and becomes the beta tester for what they expect to be the hottest toy on the market. Codename M3 Gan is meant to be a companion, friend, and teacher for children. One thing not taken into account, as most Killer Eye films have taught us, is that you cannot humanize a machine, and the ensuing repercussions lead to bloodshed and death. The film got by with a PG-13 rating, which was admissible to younger viewers, but Cooper previously teased fans with an unrated version of the film with many more deaths in the mix that just might see the light of day in the future. We sure effing hope so. Starring alongside Williams and McGraw in the film was Amy Donald, who portrayed M3 Gan, with Jenna Davis voicing M3 Gan. Also starring were Brian Jordan Alvarez, Ronnie Chian, Jen Van Apps, Jack Cassidy, and Laurie Dungy. M3 Gan 2.0 will bring more bloodshed to theaters on January 17, 2025.